This question comes from one of the listeners, and basically the question is this: what advice would I give to the youth, especially when it comes to preparing for adulthood? And when I heard the question, I just thought to myself, what advice would I give myself if I had a time machine and could go back in time and talk to my younger self? And I gotta say, this is for the youth, and I'm assuming high school, college, but more college, all right? I'm assuming college time. Guys, I just gotta say this. Please, please, please hear me out. You might disagree with me, but this is coming from a heart that has some regrets in life in the things I should have and could have done during college life. The first thing I gotta say is you guys have opportunity with the internet that we did not have. When you do your research and stuff, you can just Google things. You've got YouTube, you've got Google, and you have access to peer-reviewed articles online. During my time, I did not have Google. What we had was what we called the Dewey Decimal System in the library. And my bed before was my whole study area. My bed had 6 books all open. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They were all open, and then I had a yellow pad in front of me. I was studying legal management, so law. And then I put like a book on the left on the floor, and then another book on the right on the floor. I had to photocopy what I had to remember. You guys, you can just screenshot, you can take a picture with your phone, you've got your smartphone, you've got your laptops. Laptops are more affordable today. So all I'm saying is you've got so much opportunity, right? So don't waste it. Now, here's what I would have to say. Don't waste it on certain things. One thing you're wasting it on is video games. And I know this because I used to play a lot of video games. I still do from time to time, but not as much as before. But oh my goodness, guys, don't waste your time just on video games and video games and video games or relationships. Come on. I've said this in a previous video. I'll say this again in a different way. Guys, you're in school. It's not the season for you to look for romance and relationships and stuff like that. And there's a reason why. Okay, let me tell you. You guys are too easily impressed. You know, these college girls impressed by college guys and vice versa, because you know he can really dunk a basketball, or she can really look cute in this outfit, or she can really sing, or he can really, you know, flip a skateboard. Guys, let me just say this. The real world of adulting is very, very difficult. And if you're so impressed by those things, those aren't guarantees that they're going to be great at life, at being adults. And in college, during college life, you're living in a bubble where you're not thinking of taxes, you're not thinking of the BIR, the SEC, insurance. You know, you're not thinking of paying for yourself if ever you get sick. You're not thinking of these things, of how to make money, how to advance in your career. You're just thinking of passing a grade so that you won't have to worry about next sem. You're not thinking about getting fired or getting promotions, right? So the college life or the student life is very, very different. So I don't suggest you waste your time on romance and you waste your time on video games and things like that. One more thing, and let me just say this is going to be controversial. I'm very sorry if this is going to trigger some people. If you have a long-term relationship with your high school or college sweetheart, I'm not trying to throw shade at you. You may have great relationships and healthy relationships, and that's good. But what I'm saying is, if you're still in school, high school or college, number one, you're easily impressed, and number two, you make decisions out of your hormones and out of emotions. And when you do that, you might end up entering into a relationship that starts when you're 4th year high school, and then you stay together all throughout college without really seeing if the person is right for you. Right? And why do I say that? Because they're not in the adulting life yet. You don't really see how responsible they are, if they truly have the guts and the grit to go through life as an adult. And then you hit adulthood and you find out that this person isn't really all he or she is cut out to be. You know, this person might not really have the qualities you want in life. But you can't break up anymore. Because you've spent 4 years, 5 years, you feel obligated to stay with a relationship because sayang naman ang panahon, right? You're thinking, oh, what about all the years I spent with him or her? And so now you're stuck in a relationship filled more with sentiment, obligation, and just being used to having him or her as your boyfriend or girlfriend. Your identity becomes so tied up with that person, you're no longer thinking if that person is good or healthy for you. You're now more concerned with your identity as the boyfriend or the girlfriend of the other person. So it's an obligatory relationship that might not even really be healthy or good for you, right? So if you just don't enter into these crazy relationships when you're in your student season, right, you won't have all these dilemmas in the future. And so here's what I would say. First and foremost, study hard, study your butt off. Like, that's my biggest regret. I wasted so much of my time either playing video games or being in a relationship when I should have truly studied hard. And before you say, oh, here we go, study classic cliche advice, blah blah blah, let me tell you something. We live in a world where, you know, you think like right now, oh, you know, I get a medal for participation. No one's gonna give you a job just because you went through the interview. No, it's not like, you know, if they gave me a medal because of participation, they should give me a job because I put in my resume. That's not how it works, guys. You're gonna have to be competent, you're gonna have to be skilled, you gotta be good at what you do, all that stuff. And studying, no employer is really gonna look at your grades. Like, I used to be an employer as well. I kind of sort of am right now in some areas of my life, right? But no employer is gonna look at your grades and say, oh, this person had a 97 in math and a 91 in biology. No, they're not gonna do that unless, you know, it's a very specified skill set. Like if you're trying to be a doctor and you gotta, you know, have good grades in biology and medicine. But most of the time, your grades are a reflection of your teachability, hard work, your discipline, your work ethic, your perspective or your mindset in life, your gut and your grit. It's got nothing to do, not really, it's got nothing to do with the grades of the subject. It's got everything to do with your character. And that is what your grades reflect. So if there are 3 skills I would strongly recommend you learn as early as now, let me before the 3 skills, let me just give you a few more that I think every student should really learn. First, learn to cook. When you get into your adult life, you gotta know how to cook. So cooking, laundry, you gotta know how to do laundry. Budgeting your money, financial budgeting, that's so crucial. So cooking, laundry, budgeting, cleaning or house cleaning, those are things you're gonna need to really know. Ironing your clothes, you know, stuff like that. Before I get to the 3, one more thing, hit the gym. I'm not talking about building muscles and becoming gigantic, you know, being Olympians. I'm not talking about that. But if your muscles, I'm talking from a physiological, biological point of view. If your muscles are strong now and they're healthy, guy or girl, doesn't matter. If your muscles are strong as a guy or as a girl, when you get into your adult life and you're focusing on your career, your body, because it's already healthy, it's going to be able to handle all the stressful eating you're going to do once you enter adulthood for the very first time, right? Now, the 3 skills. Skill number 1, storytelling. Storytelling is so important. The reason why I say storytelling is because you will go through life trying to market yourself, market your skills, market your product, market your service, and all of that is very smooth when you have storytelling skills. And again, there's YouTube for this. I'm gonna make a video just on storytelling soon enough, right? So storytelling. Number 2 skill that I think you should really learn is social skills. Knowing how to really communicate and relate with people is so important. When you are an adult, you cannot afford to be socially awkward. That's very difficult. Last skill, learning how to learn. You gotta know learning techniques. And again, these are all in Google. So just look up those 3 and try to learn those as early as now. I hope that this helped you, and I hope this was not too controversial, but this is the advice I would give. God bless you.